A severe thunderstorm warning is active in our area. Now is the time to take action. A warning indicates imminent danger to life and property. Take shelter in a substantial building and stay tuned to local broadcast information regarding possible increases in storm intensity. Large hail and damaging wind is occurring or will occur shortly at the locations described inside the severe thunderstorm warning.
Good evening, folks. Jeremy Scheimp with you here in the KBBN studios with severe weather coverage brought to you by Custer Public Power District, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Fixed Ride Auto Body, Edward Jones of Broken Bow, and Ansley Lumber and Supply. We have got a severe thunderstorm warning, which is active in part of Custer County, so we'll give you the details on that severe thunderstorm warning if you have not heard them already. This is active until 9:45, and this includes an area that is due to a storm that was located over Dunning or 14 miles southwest of Brewster. This is a pretty slow-moving storm. It's just moving 30 miles an hour, but it itself has 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and up to quarter-size hail. This severe thunderstorm warning is for southwestern Loup County, north central Custer County, and southern Blaine County. Again, active until 9:45. Those wind gusts and quarter-size hail are radar indicated at this time. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. You can also expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. And locations expected to be impacted by this storm include Dunning, Victoria Springs State Recreation Area, Milburn, the Milburn Diversion Dam State Wildlife Management Area, and Linscott. If you are traveling in the area and you're not familiar with those particular towns and areas I named, if you're on Highway 2, this would be between mile markers 236 and 256. So for your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. That is whether hail is present or not. Because of those 60-mile-an-hour winds, flying debris can knock into windows and break those windows out. Certainly next to a window is the last place that you want to be if you are in the area of this severe thunderstorm warning, which has kind of gotten a little bit more severe as it's moved into the area that it's in right now. It started as a special weather statement, which means it's something to be keeping an eye on, but is not so severe that it would garner a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, it has gotten severe enough, usually about that 60-mile-an-hour wind threshold, that they are calling this a severe thunderstorm warning. But again, this is moving west to the east at just 30 miles an hour. The storm is north of Anselmo right now, is over and is going over Dunning, probably about through Dunning at this point, as the radar that you folks are watching on the Sandhills Express YouTube and Facebook page is about 12 minutes behind. So this storm is going to be pretty much in that area to the east of Dunning and to the north of Anselmo. Certainly if you are in the communities of Sargent and Taylor, need to be keeping an eye on this storm as it is heading your direction. Although you are not in the severe thunderstorm warning area right now, certainly want to start thinking about the possibility that you might be in the future. Again, thank you for joining us for severe weather coverage here on KBBN Radio. We're going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, I'll pass along any new information that has been made available. Here's some music from Jackson Browne. certainly keep an eye on at least until 9:45. That is when the severe thunderstorm warning is active for in this area. And it's just moving to the east at 30 miles an hour. So again, very slow moving. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. You can also expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Again, everything at this point still radar indicated. I checked a couple of different reports. No storm spotters or official storm reports of any hail have come in from those areas. If you do happen to have been passed over by this storm and experience some hail, would welcome your words into our chat box on the YouTube and Facebook pages titled Sandhills Express. Of course, only pass those reports along if you can do so in a safe way. Again, severe weather coverage brought to you by Custer Public Power District, Hunters Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Fixed Right Auto Body, Ansley Lumber and Supply, and Edward Jones on the Square in Broken Bow. We thank them very much for making it possible for me to be here in the studio with you, bringing you live coverage. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning we're keeping an eye on. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is in effect until 9:45 for southwestern Loop, north central Custer, and southeastern Blaine counties. So we'll keep an eye on this. We'll listen to a little bit more music, and when we come back, we'll pass along any other information I have come across. This is music from the Lumineers on KBBN Radio. Exactly I am reading here and what storm it actually applies to. Let me zoom out here a little bit and take a look at some of the other information I'm reading on this severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go up here and take a look. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a mesoscale discussion concerning the severe thunderstorm watch severe thunderstorm watch number 469. I've got to figure out if that is exactly the one that we're talking about here before I pass this along. I'll be honest, I've never seen a notification like this, so let's check this out. Okay, that's talking about portions of South Dakota. That's what I thought. So we will skip on that. That one was interesting because it had some the word tornado involved in it, and certainly thinking about those folks in South Dakota, but that is not what we are concerned about here. We're concerned about this storm that is in our listening area. In fact, right now, we are lucky enough to have the only severe thunderstorm warning in the entire state right here in our KCNI KBBN listening area. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm watch that is now active until 10 p.m. They just extended this a little bit. Well, now that went away. It heard me talking about it, and it decided to change itself. It just said 10 p.m., but this is a severe thunderstorm warning that is still in effect until 9:45. So we've got about 20 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Loop, north central Custer, and southeastern Blaine County. Now, this severe thunderstorm warning went into effect when this storm was located 10 miles east of Dunning or 10 miles south of Brewster. Again, it was moving 30 miles an hour to the east. It appears to still be moving at about that speed, but again, a very slow-moving storm, and the area of this severe thunderstorm warning has not changed since it was issued. Radar indications continue to be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. With those hazards, you can expect hail damage to vehicles. You can also expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Victoria Springs State Rec Area, Milburn, the Diversion Dam State Wildlife Management Area, and Linscott. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning, which is in effect for the next 20 minutes still for southwestern Loop, north central Custer, and southeastern Blaine counties. Right now, there's not actually any communities that are inside of this severe thunderstorm warning, but this storm is tracking toward the Sargent and Taylor areas. So do keep that in mind when you are preparing yourself for this storm impacting your way. We will hope that it is not as severe when it comes that direction. If you're watching the live stream of the radar, when that radar kind of just drifts off and you see that time at the top of your screen turn white, that would mean that is a future prediction on the tracking of the storm. And if you see what we're looking at there, it's at least at this time predicting that that intense part of the storm is going to go to the north of Taylor, but still plenty of storms that are going to bring some pretty torrential rainfall according to what we're seeing here, and some pretty strong winds. Again, this storm right now, 60-mile-an-hour winds, which in my experience has been right around that amount bare minimum when it's a storm that's usually mostly a small hail and big-time wind storm. They like to see at least 60-mile-an-hour winds before putting in a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's the situation we're in right now, waiting until 9:45. That's kind of crunch time to see what happens with this severe thunderstorm warning, which is active. Again, if you're in the area between Dunning, Anselmo, and Brewster, you're feeling the effects of this storm or will be very shortly. Again, if there's anybody listening or watching that would like to comment on what you experienced in that area, please, if you're able to do so safely, drop us a line on the Facebook or YouTube stream on Sandhills Express, and we'll pass that word along to our viewers and our listeners. I'm Jeremy Scheib. I thank you again for tuning into Severe Weather Coverage, brought to you by Ansley Lumber and Supply, Edward Jones of Broken Bow, Fixed Ride Auto Body, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Hunter's Towing, and Custer Public Power District. We're going to play a little more music. I'll gather some more information and pass it your direction after this from Queen. Excuse me, not Queen, from Joan Jett. Maybe we'll play some Queen a little bit later on.
The raw ingredients. The result.
It's here. 95.3 KBBN.
Listening to severe weather coverage on Central Nebraska's news source. Here's Jeremy Shipe.
Good evening again, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to severe weather coverage on Central Nebraska's news source. We're keeping an eye on this severe thunderstorm warning, which had a pretty good amount of longevity to it. This was issued right around 9 o'clock or so and had a 45-minute time limit on it. This is set to expire at 9:45 for southwestern Loop, north central Custer, and southeastern Blaine counties. This was all because of a storm that was originally located 10 miles east of Dunning and 10 miles south of Brewster, moving to the east at a pace of 30 miles an hour. Radar indications have stayed the same with this storm the entire time, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and up to quarter-size hail. I, at this time, have not seen any on-the-ground reports as far as hail or calculated speeds, so we're still going off of radar indication at this time, but that is certainly enough for us to be able to tell people to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building if you are in that area between Dunning, Brewster, and Anselmo. And this storm continuing to move to the east toward the community of Taylor, probably looking like it's going to, the most severe part of these storms, going to miss Sargent at this point. Taylor still could get touched by this storm. It's too early in its life cycle to be able to tell if this storm is going to impact Taylor or head to the north. The future prediction on the radar that we are looking at is showing it going to the north more than anything. But again, the storm and what it does is ultimately what will tell us where it is headed. So as you're looking at that radar on the YouTube and Facebook Sand Hills Express stream, when that time estimate at the top turns white, that is a future prediction from that point forward. Everything before that is where the storm has actually traveled. So if you take a look at that, it was at its most intense point when it was over the top of Dunning and just to the east of Dunning. So those folks are kind of recovering from taking that hit from a pretty severe storm. And now we're getting ready for another little dose of rain to come through in a little bit. So hopefully everything is okay up there in the community of Dunning. If there's any of you that want to drop a line in the chat box to let us know what you experienced with this storm, that'll be able to, that'll help us in getting word to folks that are also going to be impacted by the storm later on. But again, future predictions are showing that this storm might be dying down a little bit. The pink area, which indicates a little bit heavier rainfall and the better potential for hail, that only appeared for a touch of time on the radar when it was just to the west of Dunning, over Dunning, and pretty much all around the community of Dunning, but haven't seen any pink on the radar since then, which is a good indication. But we also have not seen this severe thunderstorm warning be allowed to expire early. So we're kind of just riding a pretty consistent storm at this time, moving to the east at 30 miles an hour, right in between the areas of Dunning, Brewster, and Anselmo. The community of Taylor, you should prepare to be impacted by this storm. Again, we don't know if it's going to go to the north of you or not, but better to be safe rather than sorry. Head to the lowest room of the building that you're in, the most interior room, certainly away from windows. Again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail being experienced with this storm. All radar indicated at this point, but locations being impacted right now include Victoria Springs State Recreation Area, Milburn, the Diversion Dam State Wildlife Management Area, and Linscott. We're going to keep an eye on this storm as it progresses through the area. Again, we're kind of coming up to crunch time. Usually when you get in within about 5 minutes of when a severe thunderstorm warning is going to expire is when you get to the point where you might see an early expiration of it, or you see that severe thunderstorm warning maybe have its area that it is including change. So we're approaching that crunch time right now. It's not fairly typical for us to see what we saw earlier this week, which was when we saw a severe thunderstorm warning expire early, up to 15 minutes early. I think that one expired that last time. And actually, that's interesting. Just as I say that, the severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire exactly 5 minutes early. So no severe thunderstorm warning over in that area, which is good for the residents of Taylor and Sargent. That means that this storm has died down just enough that it's not going to garner a severe thunderstorm warning anymore, but still 50-plus mile-an-hour winds possible with this. Certainly under quarter-size hail. So again, this is just a regular thunderstorm at this time, which is good news. But do remember, we are in a severe thunderstorm watch. That severe thunderstorm watch is valid until 11 p.m. tonight. And what that means is that we're going to continue to keep an eye on things. And if a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, we'll be here in the studios giving you live in-studio coverage, no matter what time of the day or night it is. Severe weather coverage is brought to you by Hunters Towing, Custer Public Power District, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Fixed Ride Auto Body, Edward Jones in Broken Bow, and Ansley Lumber and Supply. We'll head into a little bit more music. If something else crops up, we'll be back on the air with you. But for right now, we're just kind of cruising and keep an eye on these storms, hoping that they don't become severe again. Again, thank you for tuning in to severe weather coverage on Central Nebraska's news source. I'm Jeremy Scheib, and I wish you a great rest of your evening.
Sure, AC is good, but AC/DC is even better. Keep cool in the heat with 95.3 KBBN.